took it out. But those are skills those are life skills,
But and this is,
Hello, everyone. It is the cat, Miss Kitty in the city, back live on another Friday with my socialites. It's been a month since I've seen you last. I'm back. I just wanted to say that I missed you all. Miss Pussy Galore is back, and I want to let you know that I've gotten all of my shit together. And so you'll be seeing me for another couple of weeks, and then I'm going to take another break because that's what I do. But while you have me, we're going to have a cocktail. So welcome back, socialites. Hey!
oh,
We down 2 socialites, but they'll be strolling in here sooner or later. I can't wait until this whole corona situation is over and we can all be in one space again doing this, because this social distancing has gotten the best of me. I can't social distance no more. I'm just, I just want to get out and about and, just pass my coronavirus on to everyone.
you can't keep a hook in the house.
Hello.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
Wait a minute. Who's falling?
That's our sound effect.
Woo, is that what that was? Sound like we caught the bad end of Pornhub. It sound like somebody put it in the wrong hole. Oh God, no! Oh God!
I'm over y'all.
Flag on the plane. Woo! So, the last time I saw you, Mr. Gilmore, we were performing. How have you been?
Busy.
Busy.
Yeah, busy. We was currently setting up a recording. We have an opportunity to do some international shows in late 2021, early 2022. But they want a recorded track to start playing on the radio in Amsterdam, Italy, Scotland, and Istanbul. So I'm working on that, and I'm working on some proposals. A few people have reached out, and I'm trying to get some more shit done.
You are always working. I know that's right. That's what I'm talking about. Ladies, that's a working man. That's what it looked like. If y'all looking for a big sugar daddy, there you go. Look at him. Got him. And he a part of the beard game. So you know what that means, ladies. That means nom 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 nom. Woo, I gotta adjust my head wrap to that. Ooh, I made myself hot and bothered with that one. Oh Lord.
He come in here eating. What you got?
What's that in your mouth, honey?
That sounds still low.
Miss K, how have you been? Tell me something good.
So good right now. I finally made it. Remember, I was trying to buy my house the last time we were together. I'm here. I made it.
Yay! Welcome to the neighborhood.
Are we on the air?
And
Yes, we are, honey.
Oh.
Oh, Lord.
Well, please hold for a second, please. Please hold.
Oh, we didn't held for some seconds.
Look, I was trying to get in here. This year. Now.
You came in, your jaws was jumping. Mm-hmm. You ain't offered nobody none of it. What you eating on? What you?
Nothing now.
Ain't sharing or nothing. Damn. Niggas.
Niggas.
I had to try out my new hot sauce.
About it. Y'all, we on the air.
Right, came in. Is we on this thing yet?
Is we in this bitch?
How do you like it, Miss K? How do you like your new neighborhood?
It's awesome. Like it's just hood enough that I don't feel unnatural, but it's quiet.
Malfunction.
Now all the shit shows shut down at 9:30, so it's all good.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I like it. I like it a lot.
Okay.
The shit.
So now I'm gonna be over there visiting and everything. So don't get mad at me for being a neighbor.
You better come on through.
Because you know I'm that type of neighbor that's gonna borrow flour and sugar, and I might
Hey,
be
Craig,
on your
can I
porch.
borrow your microwave?
I might be on your porch when you come home from work. Don't mind me. Oh, you gonna be with me, Mr. Gilmore?
I love her porch. Her porch is the shit.
So,
I already told her.
Porch is.
So I might be on your porch, looking at the boys pass by, catcalling and everything like that. So
bring your own chair because occasionally there is a dice game that happens on the corner in front of the corner school. Flavors over there. I be looking.
Ew! You know I like a dice game. I like a dice game. It's got the best of all worlds. You know they be in there. You know, it's some tension. They be hot and bothered. You might get a shooting or two, but you know. I'm a hood bitch. I like it.
Look, you sounded real crazy. Like, ain't nothing better than getting grazed by a bullet, girl. You just do something to me. You about to be that chick.
And how you doing?
Well, yes.
Nate, it's been a month of Sundays since I seen you. Well, no, I did see you just yesterday. I had to stop you from doing those seedy things that you was doing.
Oh my.
No, you wanted me to get off your corner. That's all it was.
But it was not my corner that you was on. That's all I was trying. I was trying to protect you. I wanted you to save face because I want you to go walk in your home with dignity. You know, because of the corner that you was on, that's not a dignified corner. And
A hoe is always trying to put you on blast. What were you doing on that corner, hoe?
Trying to help you out. I was out there on my save a hoe mission.
No. Not I.
So how are you? What have you been up to since we've last met?
I work for a living, and that's it. Just working, going to funerals, just normal pandemic type shit.
You work for a living. He's an honest hoe.
It is. That's the honesty. That's all I've been doing. Going to the market, going to a funeral, teaching a class. People think these streets are safe now. They're not safe.
They're not at all.
You don't feel safe?
I feel good. I'm in my home. Within the compounds of my home. I'm good. I'm good.
First of all, one of you ladies, Miss Mizell, Miss K, I got this tomato plant that I am not going to do nothing with, babies. She is fully grown, so she needs a new home. I want to know which one of you want to be the parent, because let me tell you, she's making her way up to heaven, because I don't know what I'm gonna do with this thing. This thing is all over my yard.
Is it in a
water it?
It's all over my yard. So one of you ladies got to come collect it.
I gotta see how big it is because I already got like 2 tomato plants. I gotta find a home for now.
Oh well,
I guess I'm gonna have to come back and get them because I got a bunch of babies that ain't do nothing because they've been sitting in 2 small pots. Only thing I harvested this year was cucumbers, jalapeno peppers, cayenne peppers, and sage and basil.
Oh well, shit! I must be like Farmer Joe over here.
Yeah, because you got all the things in the ground.
Shit, I got some surprise cucumbers. About a couple weeks ago, because I had a plant that was growing out of my compost, and so I put it in my garden just to see. I knew it was going to be either a zucchini or a squash or a cucumber, but because I was busy doing other things, I didn't have a chance to check my garden. But when I finally did, which was about probably a couple weeks or so, I go out there and I had like two probably 9-inch cucumbers going off my plant. Yeah, it was big as shit, like big stupid cucumbers. So now I got like 2 more coming in. So I got a million jalapenos. I got tomatoes still growing and blooming and carrying on, and cabbage and some other stuff coming, Brussels sprouts. Oh, and my lettuce replanted itself. Huh?
I said you got the whole produce department.
Yeah, well, I mean, shit. I had to do something. It keeps me calm.
Well, that's good. I'm not. I need the plants that I don't have to do a lot of micromanaging of.
Yeah, I got aloe for you. You'll be happy.
That's a succulent.
You need like a cactus or yeah, you need something like that.
Yeah, well, no, the ones that are out back. I mean, they're doing what they need to do. They're growing wonderfully. It's just that I don't tend to them because I'm not here long enough to do it. And then when I
you don't have to really do nothing to them, but stand them up.
Well, then that's the problem. I can't stand them little motherfuckers.
Okay, well, look, we'll stand the motherfucker up when we get over here. Now you should be used to standing shit up, and you sitting over there, you bullshitting. You know how to stand that motherfucker up any other time.
But when I'm
yeah, you didn't call this up.
I do not. Let me tell you something. What I do on my time is my business.
How dare you?
How dare you? What I do. So, socialites, it's been a month. I went on hiatus. I thought that we all needed a break. We had been busy in the month of August. August was definitely a busy. September was for me. It was busy in September, but August was definitely a busy month, and so I went on hiatus. So for everyone that has been following the Kocktail Social, that's what occurred. That was a mental health month for me. I needed that month, but I'm back. And we had some interesting questions. Well, first of all, did anyone tune into the debates?
Oh, did it? They did everything short, but punch each other in the mouth.
I was waiting for that moment where the waitress was going to come by with the water, and they was just going to start throwing water in their face, because you know how all them damn love hip-hops and housewives of hell, they always got the waitress with the water that walked by, like at that exact moment.
So conveniently.
So what do you think about what do you think about the debates?
God, I don't care.
Did you see the debates?
I saw them. I've never been more embarrassed being American. And I've never felt the need to cuss during a debate. And I never wanted to punch a president in their face for it. And all three of those things happened simultaneously.
What about you, Mr. Gilbert?
I wasn't surprised. Like, there is nothing about that debate that didn't say it was going to happen. You know, I'm a firm believer in believe somebody when they tell you who they are. He has said this is who he is for the past 4 years and good 30 years before. Ever since we've known who Trump was, this is who he's been. And now we just get to see it in power, and it's some bullshit. Right now, I don't care if Biden go out there and fuck the ducks on live TV. That's who I'm voting for, because I feel like if I get him in, then we can raise somebody else who's even better to come up in power. But right now, you got to get the cancer cut off.
Right.
Mazel, you was saying?
It was just a clusterfuck in my book.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I agree with Nate. It was quite embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
Just it's embarrassing, because it's like for somebody to be that ignorant and to be the leader of a country. a major country. They ain't talking about no little country.
White supremacy is.
You know what I'm saying? The most shit you got is a goat. You know what I'm saying? Like you supposed to be the ruler of the free world, so per se, and you out here doing crazy shit. Like I mean, just like, and then it's so much contradiction with that whole just everything. It was a mess. It was hard to watch.
Yeah.
Well, it was definitely hard to watch. Did you watch it? Did you have an opportunity of watching it?
Oh, I watched it from beginning to end.
I watched that foolishness, and I watched the after show, and Jake Tapper said it best. He said it was a dumpster fire. No, it was a hot mess in a dumpster fire in a train wreck. And it was a disgrace.
Yeah, best description ever.
Like, I feel like the low point of the debate was when the moderator was like, hey, Mr. President, everybody has to get 2 minutes and you're over talking. And this dude who is pushing 80 years old goes, well, he did it too.
Right. It was like watching children.
But this man literally made fun of a handicapped person. I'm lost on why people are surprised. Like, I mean, no bullshit. He literally made fun of a person with a disability.
He did.
And people are shocked by what this is. Like, this is who he the fuck is. Like, this is what white supremacy unchecked looks like. This is how it manifests. This is how it grows. This is how you have Germany in 1938. This is how you have all of that shit. And it's because, it's too many distractions. I hope everybody watch that shit and don't be embarrassed. Get mobilized. Get out and do some shit.
Don't embarrassment.
Go in the shade room and fucking start going off because some bitch got the same weave as you do. Fuck that shit. There's some other real shit going on.
Right.
It's just terrible that's what it's terrible. I know these people exist. I know people like him exist. I went to school, lived in neighborhoods with people like him. So I know that person exists in life. But at some point, I'm more upset with the people that look like us that's defending him.
Oh, real shit. I'm with you on that.
For some reason, they feel like he's not talking to them or about them.
So I was on I was conducting a conversation with a guy from Baltimore earlier today who basically was still supporting Trump. He was like, more black people should vote Republican because the Democrats have been in office for so long, but they haven't done anything for people of color since they've been in office. He was talking about,
to be honest. I mean, I don't care who you vote for. You're going to get the short end of the stick somewhere as a black person here in America.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like now, at one point, we were a part of the Republican Party. So, I mean, we do have to look deeper into it and just stop going by what they tell you on the news.
But also, what I don't like about that statement, because nobody explains how different the Republican Party was then. Mm-hmm. That's like saying at one point we lived in Alabama, but we don't live there now. So what the fuck they got to do with the price of pay? The Republican Party was a whole different system then.
Yeah, it was. But I mean, but again, you still have people that are voting as Republicans that are black that vote Republican. You got some that vote Democrat just because it's Democrat, and just because it's Democrat don't make it right either. Because a lot of people just because they have a tendency to be in the Democratic Party feel like, well, we're gonna vote all things Democrat when some of the shit that they talking don't benefit us.
Well,
it's like I'm gonna choose whoever's best for the job at the time.
But beyond that, you got to be able to work though. You don't just vote and expect shit to happen.
Right.
Like you can't just put somebody in office and think that now it's done. Let's sit back and wait for change.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That's just not how it works.
I don't think people are educated enough on what is what. Whether Democrat, Republican, how the system works. I don't think enough people are.
But see, that I understand that excuse. But the day that we live in now, where every outlet is talking about this, we have shows that are just dedicated towards politics. And more so, it's not just the 4 channels that we grew up with. It is beyond that. And for you not to know something now, you don't want to know it. And that's a laziness. It's a laziness that exists in us where most of us, we're not even voting. We just complaining about what the vote can't do for us. We don't even realize we are the individuals. We complained about the popular vote not meaning anything, but we didn't realize that we elect the people that elect the president. Like we elect the college, electoral college. That's our local election.
But most people don't know the ins and out of that. They don't.
But,
you know, we can sit back and say the electoral college, but some people don't know what that even is.
I'm going to agree with Nate on this one, that is a little bit, I think now it's an excuse and a small bit of a cop-out, because literally on every blog, on every website, on every commercial, on every station, they are giving you short little civics lessons so you can see how this shit works.
And people need it.
NAACP, Urban League are literally paying and doing shit for free out the ass just so people can understand how this system works. I don't know how much more we can do except for like literally painting the shit on their fucking arm. But it's like at some point you gotta understand that. I mean, it's just like whenever you hear a rapper and they go off like, "Oh fuck this shit," man, you've been rich for the past 40 years, so you're talking on something that I don't even have to go from.
Right.
I mean, but for the people who are literally on the street saying this shit, the commercials, the everything, it's there. The information is there. At some point, somebody just has to say, "Your jackass just don't want to know what the fuck is going on. You just don't.
You're just being lazy."
And I think we're scared to say that. There's some niggas that just don't care.
So now, what I was told. Now, this is what I was told during a conversation is that it's not about the president. It's about the Congress that's elected to support the president. Do you believe that's
it's about all of it?
Yeah, but they're not self-appointed. You create them. And even if you're talking about Democrats, you can't leave your vote at the ballot box. You got to stay on that next. There's here in Baltimore down at the city hall. You can go there every Monday and sit in on the commission meetings and how things get passed. And I used to complain a lot about the arts organizations that I work for not getting funded until one white person said, "Well, take your ass down there and be able to put your things that you want." You got to hold people to, this whole, socialite thing where we try to get on that side. No, you got to lead by example. So don't just vote and just forget about it, or don't vote and think that shit just gonna work out for you. No, it's not, because they gonna always win when they know we ignorant. It's annoying to me that people still don't vote. That's annoying to me.
But that's my point. It's still some ignorant ass people out here.
Well, for a lot of people,
great-grandmother who never voted before.
And for a lot of people, the reason and the rationale for them not voting is because they don't believe that their vote matters. And so they're saying, and especially on a local level. And I think that people think, well, what the president does affects Baltimoreans, but they really don't understand politics. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I paid attention in U.S. government. It was the worst fucking social studies class I ever had, but I did pay attention to how politics work. But I do know that there are individuals that don't really understand anything about the government and how it really works, how laws come into effect, how we're affected on a local level. Why it's important that we pay attention to the mayor's race. Why it's important that we pay attention to who we elect into, these local offices. Also, who we elected. That many people don't believe that we elect judges. Mm-hmm. We elect people that preside over cases, and so when things happen we have the situations with the Breonna Taylors, and we don't know why the police got let out. And we believe it's because of the laws. They don't realize it has everything to do with the judges and the state's attorneys and everything of that nature, people that we put in office.
All of those elected officials.
All of the elected officials. So I think that, but I do know that for a lot of people, their rationale is I don't vote because I don't feel as though my vote matters.
But if our vote didn't count, they wouldn't be doing all this step infection trying to get us to vote for them. They wouldn't be out there doing all that.
Not only that, voter suppression would not be a thing.
Right.
If our vote did not matter, then voter suppression and all of these laws that are literally hanging in the balance right now that could reverse not just laws that affect black people, but laws that affect everyone are literally hanging in the balance. And a lot of them expire in the next year or two.
And we're not voting on things and they're not giving us the opportunity, to like healthcare right now. Many people are losing their health care. Many people who are on prescription drugs are now being forced off of those drugs for a cheaper drug. All that foolishness he was talking about insulin. If he would have kept talking about it, you would have realized he's taking your grandmother off the medication that's been helping her all this time and putting her on something that's cheaper, that they'd have found somewhere in some country that's making it for cheaper. Instead of something that's really going to help her. But your vote matters because they wouldn't be, like he said, voter suppression. They wouldn't be trying to cut us off.
Yeah.
So for the individuals that want to know what Nate was just saying, just to put it in layman's terms, it's the difference between Lucky Charms and Magic Stars.
Right.
Real
shit.
It's
real shit.
It's the difference between Fruit Loops and Fruity-O's. And you motherfuckers that out there ate Fruity-O's before. It's not the same as Fruit Loops. It looked the same, but it ain't the same.
It ain't the same.
The texture a little different.
Yeah, it ain't working.
Different. The marshmallows and Magic Stars don't have quite the same marshmallows.
They stale.
They got a crunch to them.
But they kind of
It's like eating dust.
Right.
If you had Magic Stars, you know what I'm talking about. They got a crunch to them,
Yeah.
That is when you were trying to buy ketchup and you end up buying catsup.
This marshmallow quite crispy, isn't it?
Catsup ain't. Yeah, catsup.
Y'all ever bought some all-brand ketchup and that shit tastes like vinegar?
Yeah, or it's super fucking
There's a little bit more tomato in this ketchup.
Thank you. Just at least one more tomato would have been good.
Right. One more tomato in this.
He said one more tomato.
But it's crazy. We don't understand. Most of our local elections make the federal election. Like it's not. We're not even voting for as many things in this election as we did a couple months ago.
That's
so we gotta stop telling ourselves. I think it's a laziness, and the thing is, a lot of these people who are voting for him, they aren't feeling the effects. The TIs and they not feeling it. They gonna be rich regardless. I'm the dumbass that just paid a couple $1,000s in taxes, and this nigga paid $750.
Yeah, I was tripping off that. I said $750. I said, God damn! I was like, most people didn't pay more than that.
This year alone, I'm about to start tricking for that shit because that ain't no little bit of money.
Real talk.
That's crazy.
Real talk.
Right.
Let me tell you, it's gonna be some competition on these streets.
Them OnlyFans pages looking real good right about now.
No, they not. Them OnlyFans pages are boring as shit. Them joints be boring as hell. I might as well watch you eat a Reese's cup. That shit be lazy and tight. They were like, this is awful.
Or what? OnlyFans?
Yeah.
I don't even know what I've never.
First of all,
you pay the host.
My shit gonna be, if you watching, mine gonna be lit. So log on.
Well, Nate, I'm gonna have to take your word for it, brother. I will support you, but I will take your word for it.
Get on it. Come on. It's gonna be something for everybody on there.
Some cash, I do that.
It's gonna be something for everybody on there. Don't second guess it.
Okay, all right.
We're gonna have midgets and everything. Come on, come on.
Oh, I might tune in. You said midgets. That's my thing.
It's gonna look like the Universal Soul Circus up in there, Joe.
You training them like little animals and shit. They standing up on the fucking thing and shit. The fuck? We got the little motherfucking legs and shit. Turn around when they think it.
I can't with y'all.
Capitalism.
Y'all
I'm not
see.
playing. I'm not playing for keeps. I want everybody money.
See, this is why I miss y'all. I knew I was going to feel live and get all of the energy that I was missing, and this is what I was looking forward to. So we had our political conversation. On to something that I like to talk about.
Oh, God.
Mr. Gilmore, you had some questions, and I actually enjoyed every last one of them. So I'm gonna let you lead on the first one. It was one about the websites.
Oh, speaking of OnlyFans, so my question was, which one do y'all think is better? X videos, X2, Pornhub, or OnlyFans?
Pornhub.
Ain't never been on none of the rest of them. Hell, I just found out about Pornhub recently.
Yeah, Christy, in that moment, you know, that's how I knew you was a girl. You know, if you have a penis, you know about Pornhub.
Last week, I just found out
First
about
of all,
it.
I'm gonna tell you something. Pornhub has saved me from a lot of mistakes, mistaken dates. It has saved me from a lot of, situations where so I was horny and they looked good, and after I busted, after I got where I needed to go, I realized that I'm not as attracted to you as I thought I was. But I had to get that. And I'm gonna tell you, for men, it's called "Come on the Brain." And I'm gonna tell y'all, and for the females too, y'all need to take the male advice before you go on a date. Touch yourself. Touch yourself before you go on a date, and that way you can really discern whether or not you really like the person.
I'm doing church dancing.
Yeah, do that. Because what happens is that once you get that clear frame of thinking, you see things. You see things that you won't see if you're horny. When you're horny, you don't see nothing. But once you bust that nut, you're like, I did not know that you. Oh no, man! I didn't know you look like that for real. Horniness does something to your vision. You wake up after you bust a nut. I'm just trying to tell you. And so Pornhub, I'm going to say it, has saved me from many situations. You know how you done seen a homosexual and they look real goddamn good sitting on the corner, looking a little dusty, but you say I'm like, I can clean you up. You know what I'm saying? And I can save yourself.
I understand what you're saying. What you
I think Karen has a question. I see her hand is raised.
Can I get the official definition of hobosexual?
Nigga, you ain't got no house.
Hobosexual.
You ain't got shit in your name, but them tennis shoes.
Place to stay, and he looked good for that place to stay. He looked good because he's trying to find home.
That's a bill. That's a bill. Do bills look sexy? Did that water bill look sexy this month?
No, that's well. You can always just use them for what you need them for and send them back where they came from.
But they like
then you gotta feed them. You gotta feed them. You gotta waste the water so they can go wash off. Like,
you know what? One thing I have learned that when there are certain women who all they are good at is fucking and having babies, and these women are like bills. They like drains, and they not. I don't know where they came from. I know where they came from, but I'm telling you, and they will fuck you stupid. You sitting there, they done did shit to your dick that you ain't never known could happen to it. Now all of a sudden you buying their son tennis shoes. Like, oh yeah, I get his tennis shoes. Just suck my dick again. And it's
well, that's a hoe.
Well, a homosexual is just a nigga that's a hoe.
What is that?
He said that's a hoe.
Well, see, a hoe can be a hoe. A hoe can be functional and still have their own place. It might be Section 8. It might be.
So we're just talking about the average dust bunny that don't have a home, a house, a pillow, or a post.
A homosexual is the one that.
What is a hobo?
A homosexual is the one that's trying to spend the night.
It's a hobo that can fuck.
I can't deal with them.
That don't mean they can. That don't mean they're good at what they're doing, but they try to.
Oh no,
you ain't keeping nobody that can't do it now.
First of all, I wouldn't even find that motherfucker attractive.
What was your definition?
You see, the thing about a homosexual is, and this is man or female, you don't know they's a hobo until you're already in it.
Yeah, but you gotta look.
No, you gotta do some investigation.
You gotta pay attention.
No, because if it's just the sex and it ain't no love attachment to it, and they don't get up and go, that's a homosexual. They trying to find somewhere to sleep at that night. See, so if somebody just holding, I'm gonna get it off. I'm gonna get you off, and I'm gonna be out. That bitch trying to get comfortable. That bitch took her shoes off.
How did we get to homosexual?
I don't know.
Happened. I don't know what happened, but it happened.
Blue, he brought that.
It was a bad turn.
What you say?
You brought that homosexual shit up.
He did.
Well, the reason we brought it up was because of I said that Pornhub prevented a lot of homosexual situations because when you got cum on the brain, you don't think straight, and that's not me being sexist. That's males and females. When females have, and let me tell you, I'm gonna say this: females are notorious for, they'll say I haven't had a man for like 2 years, and so they got a lot. They got some females out here got a lot of backed up energy, and they don't see the warning signs. Warning sign number one: if you ask him where he stay at, and he say, I stay with my peoples, get the fuck low. Don't go there. Don't go there, because that means he a basement dweller. So
get low, get down low. Turn your lights off. Turn the light off. Don't even let them know you old.
That's a motherfucker. You be hiding behind fucking fire hydrants and shit. Talking about.
You can hook up with them, but what I'm saying is, if you start letting this like strays, and I've been there, I'm telling from experience.
You know how you nip that shit in the bud? You know how you nip that shit in the bud? Tell them we can do it, but I'm coming to your house.
My mother don't play that.
And that's gonna tell right there. And conversation over. No,
that's not true. Because sometimes mothers do play that. Sometimes they'll let you. Sometimes they got a basement.
But if you step in somebody's house, if they're a basement dweller or if that's their fucking house or not.
That's how. First of all, police story. So y'all, about the police officer that I met off the chat line, right?
Oh,
and he was the basement. He wasn't even a police officer. I think he was probably.
Did he work at Coppin? Did he work at Coppin?
No.
I knew an officer from Coppin who lived in his mama basement, but I ain't gonna put the business out there no more.
You done put out too, but let me tell you. At this point,
and the next question is.
Right. Thank you. What was the next question?
I don't know. You was about to ask it.
I was about to ask it. Thank you for saving us because we was about to spill some tea. And let me go. On that note,
It's officer friendly everywhere. Everybody knows.
Next question.
He don't want to know about officer friendly.
Look, pussy. That's Jonathan's safe word and shit.
Okay, the next question. That was from Kern. What was you asking earlier, Kern? Miss K.
What's the deal with people taking photos at the funeral of the body? What is that about? I don't know.
I'm sorry. Can I?
It's country. That's what it is.
Right. And I have a very country family, and we do take pictures with the casket.
Please explain.
I think I don't share the picture. Now I don't put them on Facebook. I don't do that.
Yeah.
The country that my family is from, and normally if your family is from any of the Carolinas, chances are they do shit like that.
Do they take group shots? Because my whole family will gather.
Wait a minute. You telling me like y'all stand in front of the casket and take?
Y'all don't do shit. They stand in front of that damn thing.
I'm talking about talking to Nate though. I mean, he said his family.
It's not well. We don't do it in group shots. What kind of
okay.
No, my family posts. They be up there like
you ain't putting your face next to the dead person like selfie.
First of all, what you not gonna do? Because I have a picture right now of my cousin at my other cousin's funeral this week, and she did the same thing. Now I've grown in my countryness that we don't do that anymore. I don't do it as much. But I do have photos next to people's caskets. Please don't judge my life. My family originates from the Carolinas.
I'm legit asking what that is about. I'm sure it has an origin somewhere. Please help me.
Well, that's why I said I know from the Carolinas is a Geechee. Like a lot of people.
I think we're going to. I think you trying to hypothesize something that's just a thing.
Well, you know,
but think that this is just
that's a real thing.
In some cases, a lot of people, you have a camera. That's what you do.
But also, that's not actually having funerals and funeral homes wasn't something that you used to have.
You had them in your house.
You used to have a body in your house.
Yeah,
so, I mean, while you sitting in the living room eating with Grandpa, you might as well get a picture with his ass before you go.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be the last one you're gonna get.
But you know what? Now here's one thing, and there have been some cases where there are pictures of dead people in my family where that's the only picture of them.
Yeah, and so, that's normally the best that person has looked.
No, some of them niggas just were so old that there was no film yet. So,
yeah. Because I know sometimes I've had a couple people like, damn, I ain't never seen that nigga in a suit. Let me
get this fucking picture. Why the fuck I
ain't going down in a suit. They ain't putting me in no damn suit. Niggas gonna get to the casket and say, who the fuck is that? I ain't wearing no suit.
All right, now, on a funeral tip, if the person wore glasses in real life, do you think it's stupid for them to put the glasses on a person even though they can't see?
You wear glasses when your eyes are closed? Do you put glasses on when your eyes are closed?
But I mean, come on, you done been to a fucking
funeral. You put glasses on when your eyes are closed.
You done been to the goddamn funeral where them motherfuckers that had the glasses on the goddamn corpse. Don't act like you ain't never seen no shit like that. I'm just saying.
My family is very fucking country, and we do. We want to remember them as they were.
Y'all be burying them with bowls of chitlins, don't you?
Because I done seen that shit. Look, look, Nate, I can relate. I done seen some motherfuckers at the funeral with their motherfucking glasses on and shit. I'm just trying to figure out, do you put the glasses on them or take the glasses off? Some motherfuckers did not recognize them without their glasses.
Now, if they wore readers, you just put it in their hand. But like me, I want my glasses on.
For what?
I would hope that in the next life
he had a long ass blink. Like he just got a long blink.
All I'm saying is, if I'm going to heaven, I sure as hell better not need glasses up there. That's all.
I'm just saying, I don't know what the lens crafted line in heaven gonna be like. So if I come with my shit already, I'm good.
Next question.
The fact that you need a lens crafted.
If you blind in real life, when you get to heaven, can you see?
Right.
Next question.
I've been wearing glasses since second grade, but I'm not thinking.
They said all things are made new. I won't need my glasses. All things.
But it's nothing wrong with helping them out.
So you telling me, Jonathan, when you get to heaven, you will have a head full of hair?
Look, I'm gonna look like goddamn Shabba Doo.
He gonna be that bitch like,
oh no. No. So I'm gonna be tall in the afterlife.
All I'm saying is if you die and you wake up and have glasses on, you woke up in hell. If you wake up with glasses on, you in hell.
I'm killing myself tonight so I can be skinny.
But we gotta stand in the line. You gotta go through the pearly gate. So I want to be good. I'm gonna take them off once I get to the pearly gate.
In heaven, I want to be my robust self as I am.
Look, I hope it ain't no line. I just hope it's automatic entry and shit. Like, you know, you ain't gotta stand on no line because that's a long ass line.
I'm gonna say, I just want to be I want to be at the way station between heaven and hell because I know I'm not getting in. I'm not probably gonna get in the good section of heaven. I might be in like the project section.
You're remedial. You're in the remedial heaven. You're in remedial heaven where they gotta kind of groom you a little bit before you go into real heaven.
Got a couple classes you gotta take. I got you.
I can tell you where, nigga, I ain't going to hell. I don't like.
You gotta take some.
I ain't going.
You gotta take some remedial heaven classes and shit, cause you ain't bad enough to go to hell, but you ain't good enough to go to heaven. So it's like, you need a remedial class.
I'm in the.
You know my heart. I have a
my heaven GPA is like a 2.5. It ain't 2.0.
It ain't failing. It ain't failing.
You in the community college heaven.
Hey, it ain't failing.
It's not great.
You're at the test college.
Right.
Don't matter where the fuck
fucking
you
test
at,
college.
What was that called?
Hey, I'm with you on that one, Jonathan. I wouldn't give a shit long as I made it.
College. What was it called? Sojourner Douglas? You at Sojourner Douglas?
Yes. I'm at Sojourner Douglas.
Is you in heaven, no?
Thank
exactly.
you.
Exactly, Jonathan. You still got a passing grade enough to come. So I look, hey, I ain't look, I'm gonna tell you like this. If I end up in a remedial class, I'm gonna be happy as shit because it could have went the other way.
Thank you. That sounds like a testimony. You said the Baptist over there, Chris. Go ahead.
They might have to have a goddamn meeting and shit about this shit. You got the devil and God meeting up. Like, look, I don't know. We're going to have to figure some shit out because
And okay,
like you
and
gotta
I'm
go on the weekend.
They're making arrangements and shit. Like, if we want to do every other weekend or something, because she down here fucking with shit. You know, she didn't tease me about my fucking red suit. I can't take it.
I could need heavenly IEP. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with.
Or do they have a section of angels that's bad? They good. They good, but they do bad shit for the good of the all. Like, man, put me in that class.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, like the angel you send down to like kind of fuck some shit up, but they, you know, it's for the good of
for the good.
Yeah.
I think that's an angel they can trust. If your ass couldn't make it all the way into heaven, they don't trust your ass.
Well, he uses us all, baby. He uses us all.
Yeah, shit. I mean, he hung with the demons in the prostitutes and shit.
He got a plan for us all.
Some of y'all just gonna clean the floors. That's about it.
Hey, I mean, everybody serve a purpose. Somebody got to keep the gate shiny.
That's right.
She said, "Well, can I wash the gate? Can I just wash the gate, please?"
Right. I just wanna let me fluff the clouds. I just want to fluff the clouds.
I ain't going to know. I hope my heaven don't.
You're a designated cloud fluffer. Look, this.
Hold on. You see how I perked up?
Did someone say fluffer?
Well, yes.
Yes.
That sounds like a job.
Look, he got to have it. They said pick a job. It was like you could be a fluffer or a gate cleaner. He said, "Oh, I take fluffer." He thought it was something else now.
See, now you going to hell. Now you go to hell.
So
that's the last straw. I tried to help you. I tried to give you an edge. No. That nigga, have a nice day.
I'm trying to help him out. You know what I'm saying? He coming there thinking he doing some other shit. And they hand him a fucking clown and he goes to fuck off and shit. This is not what the fuck I signed up for. This is not what I was saying.
Oh, sir, have a nice day.
That was the final test. That was the final test to see if he was gonna be able to pass it. And when they hand him that fucking cloud, he gonna lose it completely.
What the fuck is that?
What the fuck? I started to deal with that. This ain't the fluffy white shit that I thought I was gonna get. He talking about his hands and shit.
Do I nail all this or something? Do I?
What I got? Put some chloroform on this motherfucker.
They done put you in whole heaven. Whole heaven,
whole heaven. This nigga done with the whole heaven.
I'm not.
I am not that bad.
I'm not.
So they want to say next. Okay. So, a little fact. Thank you. I don't know why you gave us this fact, though, Jonathan. As of October 1st, sodomy is legal in Maryland.
Oh shit!
I was just saying, Blue, you legal now.
Ooh.
You can stop breaking the law now. He was an outlaw for a minute there.
Ooh.
He was Billy the Kid out this motherfucker.
I just, at this point,
I'm called
Brandon,
Gunslinger.
Brandon, what's the other guy
how
name?
does this type of shit come up and like who votes on this shit? Like,
because Brandon and them ain't got shit else to do right now. They bored.
So it just come up like how does that even come up in conversation?
No, but I thought the best one is that it was in the news article, like you no longer can get suspended license or registration for not paying tickets. And then it was like right after that, oh, also, sodomy is now legal. You can't go to jail for it. You can get 15 years for it.
Now you need to side-eye everybody on that city council. Who on here fucking in the booth?
Uh-huh.
All of them.
Oh.
All of them.
Which one of y'all?
Well, if they're going to take sodomy off the books, I'm going to need them to allow me to at least display a vibrator or dildo in front of males and not have it be called solicitation. That's what I'm going to need.
I mean, I'm going to need for them to do that too, being as though the block is right next to the...
Because my thing is, what if you want to sell a dildo to a male?
I can't show it to him. He got to look at it in the catalog.
Well, you have to open up a storefront.
I'm going down for solicitation, point blank, and period.
That's fucking that's dumb as hell.
The laws, yes.
You gotta open up a store. You open up a store.
What Jonathan say?
I said, show them to him why you doing sodomy, and maybe you'll get off.
Ooh. He said, give out some testers. That's what he said. He said, do a little taste testing.
It can't be good for business.
Yeah, because I mean, at that point, ain't like you can resell that motherfucker if he don't buy it.
Well, that's just a tester. It's just a tester. That's not the one in the bag.
Yeah, but who wants to take the chance on the tester?
Well, I mean,
if you put a condom on it, you can do it. But I'm just saying,
pretend this.
So how do you reuse the test? So what happens with the testers? When do you just recycle them, or do you just give them away to charity?
It's like the perfume bottle. You just put the sticker with tester on the bottom of it.
You're gonna say,
no.
You take your chances. Fuck.
Ain't a bit that.
To each his own.
The answers. I don't know.
They would make, those double-sided ones would make good like weapon, you know what I'm saying? If you use them like clubs or something. Can you imagine somebody smacking you in the face with a double-edged dildo?
Ooh, that's just disrespectful.
That's what you got to shoot that motherfucker. You can't even let them live.
Right, you can't walk away from this fight.
You get hit with a rubber dick. You're like, oh hell no.
That's one fight.
This is where I draw the line.
Oh my gosh, that would be so funny.
You get hit in the mouth with a pink glitter dildo. Like, what the fuck?
Can you imagine if you go into the post, like you at the precinct and they want to know why you down there for assault, and you're like, yeah, because
with a deadly weapon though. With a deadly weapon.
I'm over y'all.
Denny's versus IHOP. Who's winning?
I don't know. It depends.
From the Lord.
Y'all got it in your messenger?
Denny's versus IHOP.
Can I say I've never worked at IHOP, but I worked at Denny's. I've eaten at IHOP. Both of their food, the food that both of them make is like nursing home food. It's the food that you feed your patient that's learning how to swallow. That's the food that except for the pancakes. The pancake, you can't mess up a pancake. So their pancakes are cool.
You can't.
But everything else on that menu, it's like what you would get in the cafeteria at the nursing home.
You know what? I think when I go to a Denny's or a IHOP, I only order breakfast food anyway, so I don't ever get that experience to say, oh, this is crap. This food is nasty. Like I wouldn't go to an IHOP and order a burger anyway. Because if I go to IHOP, I'm going for breakfast.
Denny's gonna give you a dozen eggs, 15 pounds of potatoes, some sausage, ham, and some bacon, all for $4.99. So
yeah, they will. You will have a bunch of shit.
You don't know what farm that came from. That don't sound.
Give a shit. I'm at Denny's. I didn't ask for farm to table. I asked for Denny's.
It's just the food just tastes. It tastes real. You know.
I can't stand when people go to a restaurant and you know what the hell the restaurant is. Why are you expecting fucking Ruth Chris at Denny's?
I mean, but it don't have, everything has a mush factor to it. Like everything has like.
Don't say much
of pudding. He said everything's pudding.
Everything.
I ain't had that shit.
What is that? What is that? I forgot what you call it. It's like like the person who just learning how to swallow. They can't give them solid food. Yeah, everything. it's the
color. They give them shit like string beans. You know, something that's solid, but it's soft enough that we can save you if you happen to choke.
Okay,
like it just melts in your mouth. Like you only got to chew the shit. Like I didn't even chew. This shit already liquid in my mouth.
You get the chicken, take their tongue and mash it up against the roof of their mouth, and they pretty much good.
Right, it's good.
I ain't never had that shit. The fuck y'all be ordering a damn restaurant?
That's just what it tastes like to me.
So that is funny. So all right, what about Waffle House versus the Huddle House? I've never had Huddle House.
I ain't never heard of it, so I don't know.
That sounds
like something
shit.
deep south. That sounds like something
it is.
Mississippi or something.
Huddle House
might be good as shit. It might be good.
I'd be scared to go in there.
No, you wouldn't, because it's a bunch of black people in there.
Oh, okay.
The Waffle House.
I'm saying
good. So this is some good stuff. We're talking about. Thank you, Nate. What's going on with Jaguar Wright?
Right.
About to die.
You think so?
Somebody about to take her out.
No.
I don't know if she has lost her give a damn or if there is something else at play here. But like
she's real bitter. I'm sorry, her music is not that good. Where somebody is for her ego level. Her music not at her ego level.
Okay. Basically she ain't as good as she thinks she is.
But is she stating facts?
How about that? But she's spilling tea all over the place about.
You know what my issue is? Like if she's stating facts, then state your own fucking facts. Why you telling
like put your, because she throwing people. She threw Tevin. She just told us that Tevin Campbell was prostituting. Like who? Nobody needed to know that. No, this man probably trying to get his life back together, and you to expose him trying to put somebody else out there.
Yeah.
I mean, tell all your own business all day long. I don't give a damn if somebody tell their own business, but when you just start being messy and shit for no reason, telling other people stuff that has nothing to do with
I don't know what was her purpose of even mentioning Tevin Campbell. Why was she?
And she's supposed to be
because
friends
she had
with
brought up Judy Garland for some reason, and then she got to Tevin Campbell, and then
it just be all over the place, right?
Then it was back to Mary J. Blige being a lesbian, and it was.
But I can see, I understand the people who have done her wrong. And her being angry at them, and her saying, "Well, you know what? And her being mad at Puff Daddy, she put Christopher Williams out there. Now she just said this man. She said his not his ex-wife, but his baby mother, Puff Daddy baby mother, walked in on Christopher Williams sucking Puff Daddy dick. Now you said you love Christopher Williams, but why are you telling everybody this man sucking dick?
Oh no!
You didn't have to say his name. You could have just said she walked in on him.
And see, that is the issue. Like, why are you telling people's business?
That's why, and I don't wish it on her. But first of all, she putting too many of the dumb dudes out there. And
whatever happened to Superhead?
Her son recently passed. Her son recently died.
That's what happened. That's what started it.
The behavior that she's exhibiting seems a little bit manic to me.
Yeah.
And even how fast she says it, how quickly she blinks, I think that she is depressed. And she's been moving around a lot. Like every time you talk to her, I just moved. But you move in states like every other week.
But but like you said, it's at a manic level at this point. It's not just depression. Depression is some shit You can go to sleep, maybe go to a therapist.
Well, no.
She needs
That's,
to be in a
so
facility.
bipolar disorder.
It's a
If
part
it
of
is bipolar disorder, is a depressive disorder. And
Yeah,
what
but
happens
it's
is
like she could be in the midst of just having an interview on a radio show and then start banging on the table, yelling and
But
shit.
depression looks different for everybody too. You know,
Yeah.
it's a very personalized way of reacting to a trauma or a chemical imbalance. And I think that she is, you know, she's like, oh, I'm not drinking anymore. And
Girl, that ain't
also,
the
I'm
problem.
trying to leave my personal experience with her out of how I'm conducting my thought process with her. Because when I met her and ran into her, it wasn't good. So this behavior is again behavior that she's exhibited before.
And I think I think where what I'm seeing is exactly what you're saying, but I'm seeing she's angry. Most of her anger is coming from these people not coming to her child's funeral or reaching out to her about her child. And I'm saying, if this is your behavior now, maybe this is why people don't want to be around you. Maybe this is why people don't want to deal with you. It's not has nothing to do with your child automatically dying.
And then
your child died 2 years ago. Huh?
I think that sometimes what happens with people, it might be that, but I just think that this is a person who has been scorned. And she feels like these individuals that are untouchable, she's like, I guess she feels like these people that she looked out for drug her through the mud. And sometimes you get people like that. It's nothing more than the fact that I'm bitter and I want my revenge. I'm gonna take you all down.
I would say, as an exercise in what you do for a living, Blue, not telling you, give you homework and shit, but just listen to a couple of all her anger spews from them not coming or reaching out to her after her child passed away. And it just feels really like central. Like you dealt with all this shit for years, and it took your child dying and them not wanting to come to the funeral for you to go off.
I mean, it takes any little thing to snap, man. I mean, and you could be in a situation where it's shit all around you and you don't realize it until somebody passes away or something crazy happens, and then your eyes open and you looking around like, you mean that's what I've been dealing with? Oh no, I ain't ready to do this. But a lot of
it is, it just feels like it's like if Mary J is a lesbian, this bitch been hiding very well for years, and I'll allow her. Do you, Mary? Like, but it's I hate when we're in a culture where people feel the need to just put people out there, like DL dudes. Like it's
That's
not.
What
if that person not mentally ready to do that, and you push them out there? Like somebody.
People don't think about that stuff. They don't think. They don't think how it will fall back on them. They think that the pendulum is only going to stay in one direction, but that thing swings both ways. Mm-hmm. And my thing to her is this is what I'm saying. You knew all of this, and you held on to it for how long?
Well, she said she was purposely doing it. She was gathering the information the whole time. She was recording stuff.
I think that this was her. This was then that speaks to her personality, because she had already devised, like, this was her trying to. You get what I'm saying? That's a different type of danger, because when
she's living, but it's telling, because she's living in a moment. She's living, and it's not even when her child died. I think that just jump started everything. Right. But it was she's stuck in that moment that she was on that Jay-Z Unplugged. That's where her mind keeps going. Like all her conversation, she mentioned that, and she mentioned her son's death. So
she was the one who said that she woke up with Carmen's penis inside her mouth.
But she just said he didn't try to rape me. He just woke up with he just tried to put his dick in my mouth. I punched him in his balls and I got out of there. She said on her mouth.
But then the story changed again, where she was like they had been having sex all night before, and it just keeps changing now.
Right, and that's.
But again, I still want to believe her, because I want to believe women. That is a goal of mine, is to listen to the story. But I mean, negativity sells locally.
It did.
Locally,
but when somebody else,
we have some people right here in Baltimore who post negative shit all day long on Facebook, get 300, 400 likes. Then as soon as they post a good thing, 2 people like it and they move on. But everybody want to be petty as shit. Everybody wants to be shady as shit, and everybody wants to be negative as shit. And
That's
the real
true.
shit is a lot of these niggas are too old to be doing this. Just yesterday, there was somebody, she is like damn near 50 years old, but everybody in this city loves her. But I'm like, her attitude is awful. She's mean. Like, not that she's just mean to people.
Oh wow.
But everybody loves it.
Because
because
that
they
becomes a
gravitate
part of
towards
their,
shit.
that becomes a part of the personality. Like people are living for what Jaguar Wright is doing, because that's the same thing that made us fall in love with a Wendy Williams and shit like that. But at some point, I'm looking at what the damage you're doing to someone. What if Mary J was like on a fragile state right now, and then nobody
Like
knew
that.
this
What
shit?
if it was Faith Evans? She had said that shit too. Faith Evans being gone over there and whipped her ass. Y'all know Faith to beat up a damn person. She beat the
But
shit
no
out of
shade, Murray will too. That's why, no shade, Murray will too. That's why she got a scar on her face. That came from a fight. Yeah. And the reality is that I'm just listening to, not to say that Jaguar can't handle her own, but I'm just saying that she's digging up stuff on people. And like you said earlier, she's not telling her business. And that swings both ways. And
like and all her, and this is a lot of narcissism, because she's the hero in all her stories. Like it's as if she has no fault or no no input or no section in any of those stories. It's like she came in and saved the day. She helped what's her name? Mary J out, and Mary J Blige stole from her, and this person stole from her. And like I just listened to an interview where she was putting out Tevin Campbell. Like, why would you do this? Like,
yeah, and he been through enough as it is.
Yeah, so, like what do you get out of doing this? Like what? Like even the part with Common, if he did wake up and put his dick in your mouth, but you just was fucking him that night before, so why wouldn't he think that's what y'all do? So you put it out there as if this man did something
like he raped you, right?
Like he raped. That's dangerous to me, and that's the world that I feel like we live in. I'm really uncomfortable around women and around certain types of children, not because I have an affinity for these individuals, but because a child can say anything, and the burden is on me to prove that I did not do it. I'm guilty until proven innocent. A woman could feel something about you, and I know we have 2 women on the post right now, but I'm sorry, there's a lot of women out there that do scandalous shit like that will cry rape. I've been in the courtroom twice based on 2 women who cried rape off of my uncles and then recanted because they was over it at the moment. And it was just that simple for them. My uncles could have still been in jail, and that was over 20 years ago. It's just I
agree with you. I definitely agree with you.
See, and this is what my thing is that God forbid that you're dealing with someone who doesn't have the wherewithal to not take it to that level. Because for some people will kill over their character.
Yeah.
And it's people that I know who, because of character, they will die and they will kill. And you're putting these bones out about people, and if you don't have substantial information to back it up, not everybody is going to turn they're not going to turn a blind eye or say, well, you know what, something's wrong with her. I had someone sit back and say, I could do what I want because my papers say that I'm crazy. And I had to look at them when they said that, and I said, do you think that's a day and age?
Wait a minute,
people don't even consider. Yeah, that they was basically saying because I have a diagnosis, I can get away with doing certain things, and people have relied upon that. Like, I can, because I'm diagnosed with this disorder, I can go around doing these things, and the police won't lock me up, and people won't do this to me, and this, that, and the other. And my response to that was, do you think that people will even consider that during this day and age?
That's true. Cause shit, they done shot people with autism having a
breakdown in the street. So damn, they sitting there like, well, we crazy together.
Right.
Not crazy, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know. Mentally impaired.
It's just it's for some reason I'm thinking I have to pull back and not be so obsessive over watching her interviews, but I'm really I'm always interested in how people's minds work and how their mental capacity is. But it's very weird to me that she's doing this in this moment. And sometimes it's something as simple as I'm putting out an album and that's it. Like, and I just want to rev up all this energy. But she pulling people under the bus with topic matters that just seemed dangerous to me. And the ones that stood out to me was the Tevin Campbell, Mary J, and Carmen. Like those three stories that she keep telling and she keep going.
I don't know. I think the Jill Scott one was a little bad too. Talking about all she did was sleep with Mary J.
Yeah, she was talking about that girl had diseases. She did drugs. She was the whole of the neo singers. Like she just was throwing her and Erica under the bus.
Oh yeah, she definitely threw Erica under the bus.
But it made me go back and listen to her music, and I was like, your music wasn't that good. Like you have a nice voice.
To be honest, I didn't even know who the fuck she was until all of this shit started happening. I didn't know.
What song did she sing?
Her music was negative. Her music was very negative. Like she had the What If. I like that. She had Same Shit Different Day. Now that is my song. I ain't gonna lie. I be feeling that one sometimes. She had that one self-love, self-preservation, self-love.
I don't think I've ever really heard her.
She came into like all of us should have known her from that Jay-Z Unplugged, but she just sung on that one track of his. And she like her whole life like stems from that moment. She doesn't even really talk about any of her other music. I've seen her perform live.
She may be hurt that everything was moving in a direction, that she did have a talent, that she did have everything that they probably said that was supposed to be big, and it didn't happen.
Yeah.
That can be very traumatizing when you also, not to count the fact that she had been working towards that moment. And now the only thing you remember for singing back up on a Jay-Z Unplugged, when you know that you put in the work to be better than that. That shit.
She comes across as tired.
She did say some stuff about
artists can be traumatized.
Yeah.
She did say some stuff about a lot of like some of them was like mimicking her style. And and I guess making it bigger than than she was doing it. You know what I mean? But they copied it from her or whatever. So
you out there doing your thing, somebody else see it, do it, and then get big.
And it will piss you off.
They come out with the bluebells or some shit talking about they. And I would be mad as shit.
The bluebells.
Like what? look, and you look over that bitch, and them motherfuckers they look like knockoffs of you. You look at that motherfucker like, oh hell no.
Right.
But that's the industry, though, isn't it?
It is, but it's like, but I can't respect that. I can't respect that.
But I can't
respect that because if you a true artist, if you a true fucking artist, you should be able to do your own fucking thing and not worry about or copy off of anybody else.
But it's not the artist.
We're talking about artists. We're talking about industry.
The industry.
And the problem is that I had
the industry, yeah.
I had a very good friend of mine who was an artist, and I went to a show, and Karen, you were with me at this show. She did our whole set from beginning to end.
Yes, she did.
And at the time, I wasn't getting booked or anything. I was having a hard time trying to get out there. And then I'm like, God damn, you just took the whole fucking set, even to the point of taking original songs. Like, you didn't know that them joints was mine?
Oh, that's crazy.
But I also had to realize that's business. You saw something that was good. You saw a product, and you thought it was good.
Mm-hmm.
And
you saw the response that you got.
Jaguar had that same thing.
But I liken Jaguar to Kaya. Like you stuck in a moment, and because of your own personal struggle, you can't get out of that moment.
Right.
Kaya will promote that one song, and it's a banging ass song for the rest of her life.
My bad.
Right, and none of her other songs sound like that.
Okay. Now I know. Okay. I wasn't familiar with anything that she
I'm gonna
started,
say
but now
something.
I remember.
I think that with entertainment,
I was like, what
like
did she say?
I think for people that are in the entertainment industry, and I'm gonna just say anybody that's ever been into that stage, there's a high that comes with it. And what happens is that you got to stick with that moment. But as soon as you step away from it, you lose that relevancy. So you're only as good as your last performance.
Yeah.
That's why most of the people always, and I see this with actors. I see this with
artists
singers and artists in general. And I think that for her, I think that she lost. The reason it struck that they didn't reach out to her was because in her mind she thought she was relevant, and she was only relevant for the moment that she was on that stage. You get what I mean?
Right.
But as soon as she stepped off that stage and life happens, she loses the relevancy. And you see that with all of them. That's why they got reality shows. The reason that R&B divas was like, for many artists, that was like, baby, if you go on that show, don't even think about coming back.
But
you know what I'm saying?
Those shows, it told us why they didn't make it. Because it wasn't their talent. Often for many of them, it wasn't their talent. It was their attitude, or how they talk to people, or how their relationship, interpersonal skills were. It had nothing to do with the talent. But people gotta like you. You gotta be likable.
Yeah.
And a lot of times what happens is that people, for artists, they are so used to people liking their art that people don't really pay that much attention to their personality. Right, and so people fall in love with the artist, and then what happens is when they get an inkling of who they are as a person, they're like, oh, I don't like the person. And then you get what I'm saying? Like, there are a lot of artists that are personable and people really genuine. I think one of those individuals was Aaliyah. I think she was a very personable person. And I think that's why she just never had any bad blood, because she wasn't that egocentric. I think a lot of them are conditioned, and maybe you have to be that way to kind of protect yourself as a defense, to kind of have this persona, whereas though it's a defense for you as well. But I think that because they don't really have real personalities, that when they step away from the scene, people, they think that everyone's supposed to look at them as the artist, and they don't.
But
I've seen a lot of artists.
She was in that hip hop crowd. Like, I don't think she was hip hop, but she was in the hip hop crowd. And it's that ego driven, I'm the best type of mentality.
Everything. She was in. Now, when I caught wind of her, she was in Neo Soul, Black Lily, and all that good stuff. And that was a very, despite the whole, natural God is earth, mother goddess love thing, it was a very competitive area. That arena was incredibly competitive. They wanted to
was that even a real genre, or that was just what they was putting those
at the time for the late 90s, early 2000s? It made money. And it was a way, and it was a look when you had, what happened was they had artists who they couldn't pass for major R&B stars, so they just started putting a kufi on them and pushed them out in Neo Soul, and that's what kind of bust up the whole thing, is when it caught bigger. But I mean, it was competitive as shit. Everybody wanted to out poet, out incense, out everything, everybody. And I'm by no means am I a huge star at all. I am still climbing this mountain. But you have the ego you have to protect, because on one side you're getting people, I like you, I like you, I like you. Then you get the people who I like you, and then they lying. And then there's the people that just hate. You're getting told that you're too fat, or you're too this, you're too that. Or you're getting told you're not enough, or you're told that, oh, you're great. So you don't know what to.
It's crazy, because the people who telling it to you, they're too fat. They're not enough. They're not talented. Like,
right. And see, there's a piece of you that know that, but then when that person is empowered to put you where you need to be, then you have that loop, and then you have that cycle of just crazy. And you really do have to build a circle and a team around you that will, that's that hot sauce, and that will that will, not protect you, but that you can kind of stay in. I don't like that was why I stopped going out so much. I stopped doing a lot just because it started getting messy. I don't want to. I done fucked this one and now I'm in trouble because I can't go to this show because I fucked that one, but that person don't like me. I ain't got time for that shit.
Oh, wait a minute. You're not just gonna act like you just
didn't say that. You know what I'm saying? He gonna breeze on past that like it was some shit.
Well,
because you fucking the industry.
Unfortunately,
sound like somebody got a community dick.
Excuse me.
Out here fucking the industry.
Well, it is suburban dick. Thank you.
Well, on that note, socialites, we've come to the end of another show. It's over already.
Oh hell no! I need my money back.
But for my socialites, I look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow.
Yes, honey. We shall.
So, for everyone in the internet world, we have to bid you adieu. We've come to the close of another Cocktail Social. This is Be Exposed Radio. I'm the host, Blue Waters, aka Miss Kitty in the City, aka the Cat Couture, coming to you live from the litter. And we will see you next week on the Cocktail Social. Mwah! See y'all. Bye.
Honestly, and I'm a teacher that I teach less and I give more life skills. And that's just how I've had to do it because it's frustrating.